D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds, and welcome to my week in review, where I come to you every Sunday with 3 entertainment stories that I personally find interesting, and then we go ahead and we discuss those down below. You can also find the articles that I found for these 3 stories, and you can read them yourself. So for the first story, now it was leaked online that Harry Styles had been confirmed to play Prince Eric in the live-action Little Mermaid movie. It was then confirmed that he had actually passed on the role, not taken it, which I think this speaks a lot to the culture that's going on around in Hollywood with leaked stories and not checking your sources before putting them online when they are not true. Now, this dealt a huge blow to the production of the live-action Little Mermaid, and I think that this is something that they can learn from. Now, I think that this movie also needs a lot of oversight that I don't think that they have. Well, it's been bold, I personally think bold and commendable that they have cast Halle Bailey as Ariel. Harry Styles still decided to pass on the role, and we'll discuss that just a little bit more of why I think he did. Now, Harry Styles realized that this was not the role for him, and so he eventually did pass on it, like I said. And he is still trying to make it big in Hollywood, and he recently lost the role of Elvis in Baz Luhrmann's movie. I believe that's titled Elvis. So he's still trying to get that breakout role, and he was in that movie, that army movie that Christopher Nolan did. I can't think of it off of the top of my head for some reason, and I didn't write it down in my notes. Bad, shame on me. Now, personally, I don't like Harry Styles. I don't think he's particularly a great actor, but I still have the right to change my mind if he gets a role that he really likes. And I don't know if passing on such a huge role in what's become a billion-dollar franchise was the right move on his part. Now, I know a lot of people want to say that it's not right that a white guy got cast because you'll have a white man teaching a black girl culture and how to act like a civilized human, being, for instance, in the movie, her using the fork as a comb and then showing her around town and everything on the little carriage ride that they have in the movie. But when it comes to the movie roles, I think Harry Styles needs to look out for number 1, which is himself. And maybe he's doing this by not taking the role, but also I'm not sure exactly what's going on behind the scenes as far as that goes. Speaking of behind the scenes, what I think happened was, like I mentioned before, was the story of him being confirmed as Prince Eric was put out by, it's called Diz Insider, I think that's what it's called, and they didn't confirm, and then later said that they didn't confirm their source, and it got picked up by 2 movie chains, which gave it some legitimacy, and then everybody else just ran with it. And if you notice, it wasn't picked up by any of the big trades, such as Deadline or Hollywood Reporter, or even Variety, anything like that. So that if it would have been picked up by those, then it was probably, that was what would make it true, for sure. And that would have given it the most legitimacy. But everybody ran with it, and then it got a lot of backlash because of, like I said before, it's being a white guy teaching a black girl culture. So therefore, I'm not sure Harry Styles then pulled out of it because he didn't want to get all that backlash put onto himself. And he was getting a lot of unfair backlash, and like people were calling him ugly and stuff, and I'm all like, okay, first off, he's a good looking kid, stop that, you stop that. And I think people were being unreasonably mean to him for no reason and everything. So that's my first story. So for my second story, Viacom and CBS have reemerged, okay? So Sumner Redstone owns all of these companies and through an umbrella company, but he separated CBS and Viacom in 2006 because he felt that they had more value that way. Now, his daughter Sherry Redstone has been working very hard and aggressively to bring her father's companies together and run them. And she's been met with an overwhelming amount of resistance. She is not liked by a lot of people in both companies. Now, she got a big push after the Les Moonves scandal, and he had to leave CBS, and he had ran a lot of the control and the power within that company. and he did not like Sherry Redstone, and there is a rumor that she helped leak some of that information that helped get the story out there about him and that whole scandal with the women that he had mistreated. So now Sherry Redstone is the head of a huge empire now, and kind of like Bob Iger is with Disney, he just oversees the whole company and everything. And she fought this for years. And she had to fight other people within the business, and she also had to fight her family, and it did put a strain on her relationship with her father, Sumner Redstone, and a strain on her relationship with people inside the company. And so let's see if all that fight and trouble pays off. Now, some people are saying that even though Viacom and CBS have now re-emerged, they're saying that they still might not have enough to compete with the larger companies like Warner Media and Disney Fox. But something that is exciting is this whole outlet for other people to get their projects greenlit. Like they could go to CBS and Viacom and just be like, hey, I want to get my project rolling. So now CBS All Access has been a little bit of a wavering subject within the company, and it's had success with its Star Trek franchise. I personally have CBS All Access, and I love Star Trek Discovery. I can't wait for Picard to come out, and I am super excited for that show. And they did highlight Picard when they were talking about all of this and everything. Now, if you don't know, Viacom is a parent company, and they own a lot of smaller companies such as Nickelodeon, Paramount, and MTV. So, all in all, it'll be very interesting to see how Sherry Redstone does, and I hope that she does well, considering the fact of how much she had to fight and make this happen, and we'll see how this works out in the future. So for my last story, Ewan McGregor, Deadline confirmed that Ewan McGregor may be picking up his lightsaber again. The actor is in talks about reprising the role as the heartfelt but headstrong Jedi Master known as Obi-Wan Kenobi, and in yet to be titled Disney Plus TV series on their streaming service. Now, details about the series following the Jedi Master are being kept under wraps. McGregor played the younger version of the wise Star Wars character, and Disney Plus plans to are expected to be a core component of the onstage preview presentation at D23's Expo later this month, and that will be happening not this weekend but next weekend. And I probably won't have a weekend review because I'll be covering D23 that whole weekend. I might though, who knows, you'll see. Now, a lot of people were wanting this to be a movie and not a show, and I personally think the show is better, even though I would prefer to see a movie just because it would be nice to see a movie. But the show, let's just pretend it's 2 hours, 2 episodes is a movie. So if this is, let's say this is an 8 episode series, that's an 8-hour movie that we get of Obi-Wan Kenobi. So this will be fantastic. Now I'm sure a lot of this is due to the fact that Solo didn't do well, the fact that this is a series and not a movie, and it didn't do well at the box office, and that Star Wars Land isn't doing very well at Disney World, and that's why I think they're getting a little bit nervous when it comes to their Star Wars franchise. So, those are my 3 stories today. Why don't you guys go ahead and tell me what you think. Are you upset about Harry Styles not taking the role of Prince Eric, or is that something that makes you happy? How do you feel about the Viacom and CBS merger, and do you think Sherry Redstone will do a good job? And how do you feel about this Obi-Wan Kenobi series coming to the Disney Plus service, and are you going to get the Disney Plus service? Go ahead and leave your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscription button. I would greatly appreciate it, and I will see you guys next Sunday on my week in review. Have a good week, guys. Bye. Hey nerds, if you like this video, go ahead and click that Geek What icon and subscribe. And if you like this video, go ahead and join me every Sunday with my week in review.